Hello everyone, this is Colleen Lemma, Starseed Astrologer and Spiritual Messenger from SacredSoulEmpowerment.com, here to do your weekly angel card reading for Monday, July 10th through Sunday, July 16th, 2017. So we're nearing the middle of July. If you still haven't watched the July monthly reading, you'll want to go to my YouTube channel under Colleen Lemma and watch that angel card message reading for the month to give you an update in a general sense of the whole month of July. So this week we're going to be using for our main message Doreen Virtue's Angel Tarot deck, and your special message card, depending on your stone of choice this week, is going to be coming from the Messages from Your Angels deck, which is also by Doreen Virtue. So before we get into the astrology for the week, let's take a look at what your stones of choice are. So your first stone of choice is a beautiful carnelian stone. Now the carnelian vibrates to the sacral chakra, and this is your center of passion and sensuality and creativity or creative self-expression. So this stone is going to help you with all of those matters, to help you have more passion in your life, to have passion for what you do, and to be, again, more creative and emotionally connected to that passion. Your second stone of choice is malachite. Malachite is a beautiful green stone. This is a nice dark green stone, and this vibrates to the heart chakra. So this is going to help with emotional healing, healing of relationships. It's going to assist with all matters, again, of that heart chakra area. This is also a stone that helps with prosperity and abundance in life, and I feel like in a sense intuitively here they're saying matters of prosperity and abundance in regards to your life path, your life purpose, your career. Your last stone of choice is a beautiful citrine. Citrine, of course, is a beautiful yellow color, sometimes a orangish yellow, as this one is in the point here. And the citrine vibrates to the solar plexus chakra, and the solar plexus is your center of power. This is where your confidence and your courage lies. This is where your sense of leadership, take charge ability lies. This also, interestingly enough, is a stone that they say assists with prosperity and abundance of a financial nature. So this is something that you can carry around with you or put in your cash box or put in your wallet. And it's said to kind of bring that high vibrational, kind of light, joyful happiness and prosperity and abundance energy. So again, your stones of choice for the special message card are the carnelian, the malachite, and the citrine. So let's talk a little bit about the astrology for the week. Now it seems like kind of a light week compared to the weeks that we've had previous. Now we just came off of a full moon in Capricorn, and that was a powerful full moon. That was Saturday, Sunday, depending on what area of the world you were in. So this past weekend we had that full moon conjuncting Pluto, and Pluto is the planet of death and rebirth, transformation, regeneration. Again, it rules power and power and control issues, as well as your own sense of inner spiritual power. So in effect, it rules empowerment. So again, we're coming off of this powerful full moon, and on Monday, very, very early in the morning Eastern time, the sun now opposes Pluto. So the moon has already connected with Pluto this past weekend for the full moon. Now the sun is opposing Pluto, and again, it happens very early, just after midnight Eastern time on Monday morning. So again, we're coming off of the effects of that full moon as we move into the start of this week. And again, the sun is our identity. And so this is an aspect of empowerment. And because it's an opposition, because the sun is opposing Pluto or opposite from Pluto, this is going to play out with us and other people, or us and organizations. It's like that balancing between us and the other that happens with an opposition. So because this is, again, our personality, our identity, where we shine our light with the sun, and it's opposing Pluto, the planet of power, There might be some power and control issues that we're ironing out, maybe within relationship, maybe in the work arena, maybe within our family. So whatever that's all about, again, we're coming off of that full moon power energy with that. Now I'm going to skip all the way ahead to Friday the 14th because, as I said, it's kind of a light week astrologically. We're going to be experiencing the after effects of that full moon. But on Friday the 14th, the moon is in Pisces. And with the moon being in Pisces, it's very tuned into intuition, the spiritual realm. It's going to be very emotional because the moon is our emotions and feelings, and we put it in Pisces, which is a very sensitive water sign itself. But the reason I want to mention this is because the moon is going to be in a challenging aspect called a square on Friday, and then it's conjuncting Chiron, the wounded healer. So Saturn is that feeling of being sometimes limited or restricted. It causes delays. It causes us to have to operate out of a sense of patience. And with the moon squaring Saturn, it can lead to a little bit of emotional depression or, again, emotional frustration. And especially as the moon moves on then on Friday and connects with Chiron, the wounded healer, all of these, again, old karmic wounds and emotions are going to come up because the moon is setting that off. It doesn't last very long, though, because as we move into sometime on Saturday and definitely on Sunday, the moon goes into Aries. But I do want to talk about on Sunday the 16th, the moon being in Aries because it connects with a lot of different planets that day. So the first thing the moon's going to do in Aries on Sunday is oppose Jupiter, which is the planet of blessings. It's the planet of expansion, and it's going to expand our new sense of confidence. The moon is in Aries, and so there's a little bit of emotional confidence that comes back into play after the moon is in Pisces. The moon then goes on to make a positive connection with Mercury, which is the planet of communication and our thoughts, so it deals with the mental realm. It then challenges Pluto. So moon challenging Pluto, or moon square Pluto, that can bring some emotional transformation as well. And remember that because the moon is in Aries, whenever the moon is in Aries, we're more emotionally reactive. So especially with moon challenging Pluto or squaring Pluto, we're going to be much more emotionally reactive, but it's going to lead to an inner transformation or a sense of, again, emotional empowerment for us. Then after it challenges Pluto, the moon goes on to make a positive connection to Saturn, which is in Sagittarius. So there's a sense of anchoring in that new sense of empowerment with the moon trining Saturn. Then it's going to make a square or a challenging aspect to the sun, and then another square or challenging aspect to Mars, and then finally a connection to Uranus. Okay, so the moon is our emotions and feelings, the sun is our personality. With a square there between the moon and the sun, it's causing a little bit of a challenge between what we feel and what we maybe know to be right for us. And moon square Mars, that can cause some emotional frustration too. And then, of course, the moon connecting with Uranus. Uranus is about sudden and unexpected, lightning bolt kind of energy. It brings unusual, strange kind of dynamics with it. And because the moon is our emotions, we could have, again, this emotional reaction. The moon in Aries is already emotionally reactive, but when it connects with Uranus, which is a reactive, kind of unexpected, sudden kind of energy itself, that's going to bring about more emotional reaction. So just watch throughout the day Sunday, because again, it connects with Jupiter, Mercury, Pluto, Saturn, Sun, Mars, and then Uranus. So Sunday is a very happening day. Now, we might start to feel that Saturday night, just to let you know. Saturday, as we move into later Saturday, again in the United States, Eastern time. So those of you on the other side of the world or in Europe might have to adjust for the time periods. But we may start feeling that even on Saturday. So that's a little bit about the astrology for the week. Let's go ahead and take a look at the message from our angels and guides this week. So let's turn over the first card. Wow. So we start out the week with the Tower card, or in this deck, it's actually called Life Experience. And it's Major Arcana number 16. In this deck, it's ruled by Archangel Chamuel. And Archangel Chamuel is the archangel that helps us with our life purpose. The message at the bottom says, a significant life event, a powerful revelation that leads to change, time to spread your wings. Now, I'm really feeling that this card has come up at the beginning of the week because we're on the heels of that full moon last weekend. That's what I feel this is about, because a lot of times with life experience, or again in the traditional tarot, the Tower card, this is talking about an energy of having the rug pulled out from under you. This is an energy of huge, big external changes within the environment around you. So this can be with home and family, this can be with career, this can be with romantic relationships, this can be with finances, money, anything, any part of your life that is more on the external level rather than the internal is where the Tower card has its effects. And again, it's like a death and rebirth. So whatever happened with the full moon last week building up and then over the weekend with it, we're again starting the week with the aftermath of this experience. And it's not to be scary and it's not to be negative. This is about something very significant that's changing or redirecting in your life. And the Tower energy, remember the whole month of June was that Tower energy, but now we're in July. But you know, we're still on the heels of that Tower card energy from the whole month of June, where things were hugely redirected or changed for us in many different ways or in many different areas of our life. So as we move forward, we're going towards the light now. This angel here is actually, she's walking away from a structure in the background. The light is at her back, so the light is with her as she's walking into a beautiful meadow or a beautiful path here with many flowers and lots of foliage. So she's going to a better place after walking away from whatever the huge changes were or whatever huge changes occurred in her life. Okay, she's walking into something different. Let's take a look at the next card and see if we can get more information. Turning over the second card, okay, we have the Eight of Fire. And the Eight of Fire is like the Eight of Wands in the traditional tarot. The message at the bottom says, events moving at a fast pace, delays are over, many things happening at once. So all of a sudden we have a lot of fiery energy, a lot of spiritual energy, a lot of creative energy, a lot of passionate energy coming from all different directions of time and space, and just boom, 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 boom. Things are going to start happening. And I say it that way because the Eight of Fire, if you can look at the details of this card, look at the energy of this card. The little energy vibration, the wands, they're sticking up and they're pointing in all different directions. So again, a lot of things are happening at once. A lot of things are unfolding very rapidly now. And I'm getting the message that this message that we're speaking of isn't just for this week. They're saying, remember that June, and I know we're in July, but June was the middle of the year. It was the 6th month of the year. So half the year is over. And I'm getting the message that this Eight of Wands is going to be about the second half of the year. The second half of the year is going to go much faster. Not that the first half didn't go by fast as well, but it's going to be a lot more things happening, a lot more redirection, a lot more changes as we move through the second half of the year. Part of that is because of the August eclipses that are coming up, but of course we'll talk more about that as we get closer to August. But the changes are going to start happening now at a faster and faster pace. So this can also, again, remember, start happening this week. So don't feel like there's not changes happening this week. I feel like, again, on the aftermath of this life experience card, now comes a lot of changes and redirections. And I feel like what they're saying with this is that you're spiritually guided and directed. That's why things are happening fast, because the fire element is the spiritual element. Okay, it's creative and it's spiritual. So with that fire is fast, it's unpredictable, it's exciting, it's adventurous, and that's where those changes are coming in and how they're coming in. The last card for the week. Okay, we have another major arcana. Interestingly enough, this is the Lover's card with Archangel Raphael. And the message at the bottom of this says, intimate relationships, carefully weigh your decisions, and good health. So I always think about the idea of balance when I see this card, because we're dealing with major arcana number 6. And the number 6, if you think about a geometric shape for the number 6, It's a six-pointed star. Some might say a six-pointed Star of David, but it's an upward pointing triangle and a downward pointing triangle that are interconnected and so has 6 points to it. And it is as above, so below. It's perfectly balanced as it points up and as it points down. Oftentimes when you get the Lover's card, this is about decisions that need to be made. Almost like you have two paths or two or more paths that you can choose from, and you have to make a decision. And this is why it says, carefully weigh your decisions. So you're looking at the pros and cons if you go this way or make this decision, and you're looking at the pros and cons if you make a different decision or go in a different path or a different way. So this also can talk about relationships. So it's giving us a little heads up that relationship matters might be involved with some of the changes that we're experiencing. Some of those changes in relationships might be leaving old relationships behind. And again, this can be romantic or business or family or friendship. And perhaps moving into connecting with new people, new relationships that are coming into our lives. So I feel like, again, this huge redirection is happening on many levels with our life path, our career path, our living situation, our relationship situation, our financial situation. And now there's decisions to make in our lives in these different areas, however it's affecting you personally. So before we choose the special message card, depending on your stone of choice, I decided to choose a card here from the Messages from Your Angels deck for everyone. So this is the special message for everybody this week. Let's turn that over. Oh, lovely. I love Francesca. And it says at the bottom, what do you desire right now? What do you all desire right now in your lives? It says, visualize it and it will come about. Negativity will block your progress. Okay, so a message for all of us is, what is it that we desire? We've been through some huge changes and redirections. We've been through the Tower card month of June. So however that affected you, it might have knocked you off your center a little bit. I know with my situation and the fire I went through in May and the whole displacement that I went through all of June, it did knock me off my center a little bit. So as we are knocked off of our center, it's very, very important to get realigned. It's very important to meditate or get out into nature to realign ourselves with the divine, with the truth of who we are, with our higher self, with God, with our angels and guides' divine messages. So as we do that, then visualize and focus on what you desire. Okay, because when you're not aligned, when you're not centered, you're going to be focusing on fear and you're going to be focusing on doubt, and nothing is going to make sense. But as you slow your mind and you calm your body and you again have silence, contemplation, or meditation, this is where we can then make the magic happen. So what do you desire right now? Okay, visualize and create it. All right, let's put that back here. Let's put that, there we go. And then your special message card, depending on your stone of choice. So the first stone of choice was the carnelian. So we're going to give these a little bit of a shuffle and ask our angels and guides to give us a message for carnelian people. And this one keeps drawing my eye. Serena, I am the angel of abundance. It says, you will receive the money that you need, and God is in charge of how that will happen. Have faith. Okay, so this may indeed be about money and finances, just as it directs, but if that doesn't apply to you, this is also about whatever it is that you do need, whatever blessings or resources that you do need. This angel is saying that that is going to come to you, so just have faith. You know, the angel of abundance, again, abundance can mean so many different things. Abundance to one person is different than, you know, for another person. It might be, again, it might be friends. That's our abundance. It might be family relationships. That might be our abundance. It might be being surrounded by nature and animals. Maybe that's our abundance. Maybe it is finances and money. Maybe it's clients. You know, maybe it's a job, a new job. Whatever that is for you, this message is saying that that is coming to you. And again, you just have to stay in a place of faith and trust that you're being guided in the right direction. Watch for the messages. Listen to your angels. You know, your angels can speak to you in a variety of ways. So just be open to how it is that they're guiding. What feels right? Does this feel like a good direction? Does this feel like a good choice? Go with your gut instincts with things. That's how your angels are going to guide you. But again, whatever it is that you're needing, this message is saying that it's coming to you. So just trust and have faith. All right, and for those of you that chose the Malachite, let's give this a little shuffle here. Malachite, Malachite. Where are we, Malachite? This one is sticking up to me. Malachite, Rochelle. As you honor and follow the guidance of your heart, prosperity is coming to you now. Very similar message for the Malachite people. Again, prosperity, that can be financial. Prosperity can be, again, any of those other things that we mentioned on the previous card. So this message is saying, follow your heart. Follow your heart. What does your heart desire? What does your heart want? What feels good? Again, this is talking about the emotional body. Okay, pay attention to the emotional body and what feels right. If your body is giving you some sort of energetic message that, you know, when you get like an anxiety feeling in your stomach or a nauseous feeling in your stomach, or you start to kind of shake or have a little bit of a sense maybe of some sort of fear. This is maybe your body's way or your emotional body's way of telling you that this isn't right. So always, again, go with what feels good. Honor and follow the guidance of your heart. When you do that, the riches of life will be yours. The blessings of the universe will be yours. All right, very good messages. Let's see what the message is for the citrine people. So citrine people, giving a little bit of a shuffle here, asking to be shown. This one keeps drawing my attention. This is Ariel, and this message here says, new psychic and spiritual experiences are changing the way you view the world and yourself. Allow your spiritual gifts to open through study, prayer, and meditation. So, you know, Jupiter is in Libra. It has been in Libra since last fall, and it will be in Libra until this fall. It stays in a sign for about a year. So this is what this reminds me of, is Jupiter is about our belief systems. And, you know, again, we're expanding our perceptions with Jupiter, no matter where it is. But when it happens to be in Libra, we're expanding our perceptions in the realm of relationships, in the realm of equality, harmony, and balance. And I feel like, in essence, that's something we're supposed to pay attention to. We're supposed to pay attention to the Jupiter and Libra aspects. And maybe where Jupiter and Libra is transiting your chart right now. So wherever you have Libra in your chart is where Jupiter is. And you're going to want to know what house of the zodiac and what keywords rule that house to know where you're supposed to be expanding your perception. I feel like this is a message specific for you, citrine people. So find out where you have Libra. Jupiter right now is around 14 or 15 degrees of Libra. So find out what house of the zodiac that falls in your chart. And that gives you an idea of where to look at these new spiritual experiences, to change your viewpoint on whatever area Jupiter is in, to look at things from a different perspective, expand the way you look at things. For instance, if it's in the 6th house, this can be expanding your perception or looking at things in a different way regarding your health or your job. If it's in the 7th house, then it's looking at things in a different way regarding relationship and partnerships. So again, it depends on what house of the zodiac it is. Now let me take a look at this and see if there's anything else that they want to... Well, as always, you know, study, prayer, and meditation. This is where, again, we're mostly tuned in to being able to see, sense, feel, and know what those new changes or perceptions or ideas or intuitive messages are all about, okay? So I always stress that is, you know, quiet time, meditation time, time out in nature, you know, a time to just be quiet and connect with yourself, connect with your higher self, is so, so important in these times, especially as we're going through so many changes. If we don't take the time to connect with the deepest essence of who we are, then it's really, really difficult to see and feel and acknowledge the spiritual messages of guidance that we're getting. So I really feel like that's a huge message for you, and maybe even for all of us. So I hope you've all liked this weekly angel card reading. I send you all many, many blessings of love and light.